Hello and welcome to the Bun I'm Knitting podcast. This is episode 104. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So it's been maybe close to 2 months since I last did an episode. Could be 6 weeks. I'm not even sure. After a while, I just stopped counting. So there's a lot that I've been doing as to why I couldn't get to upload it. Some of them are valid excuses, some of them are not. Honestly, I don't really care, but I'm actually at a point where I want to show off what I've done, that I'm gonna do it, that I'm gonna put up an episode now. So today I have got finished objects. I've got works in progress. I pulled out a long-term project that I hadn't worked on in a while, and I have a new cast on. And I have a new pattern release. It's actually already up, but some of you may not have seen it, but you will see it in just a moment. So I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll start with my FOs. All right, and you are going to see by this, I've got 1, 2, 3 pairs of socks done. So let's get started. So I may have started the cuff. I'm not even certain. I don't think I had the cuff done before. What was it? I can't remember her name. She's got a podcast too, and it has something with Earth. But she had a knit along for a pair of socks in a week. I don't think I've ever managed to do that before. I've always done like maybe I could do 1 sock in a week. But I had the time, so I decided I'm going to do this, and I literally did it. I blocked out my time, and I did my 2 socks in 1 week. So, this yarn I actually got from the Knitting Loft a while back. This is the last time I was able to go into the store in person. That's when I picked this one up. I love this one. I love the colors of it. Next time I'm able to go and we're actually allowed to really shop in person, hang out, get a coffee while we're doing it. Oh, trust me, I will buy another one of these. So this yarn is from Schwedenrod yarn. I know I'm not saying it properly, but here's a label for it. I made sure to keep it. I put it in the sock. And the colorway is called Ocean Drive. That is for the main colors, so this area here. For the contrast color, heel cuffs and toes, I used it was from, don't mind me, I guess I'm out of practice. It's from, hold on, Sweet Georgia, from her mini skein collection. That's what it is. So that was from the advent calendar for 2020. I've been using the mini skeins. I didn't use the project that they gave with it, but I use the mini skeins for other things. But then I actually did look at the pattern and I'm like, ooh, I think I'm going to try that too. We'll get to that afterwards. But so I made these and I love them. 1 pair of socks done. All ends woven in and everything. The only thing that they weren't done is wash block, but since I have my feet, that's good enough. So that's 1 set of sock blockers free. Next, hold on, where should I place these? You can go there in the meantime. Next, I finally finished my advent calendar socks. These were technically supposed to be finished from like the 24th of December. I had my time blocked out and everything, and then maybe at around the 15th, it started going a little bit off, and then by the time I reached the 18th, I'm just like, screw it, whenever I finish it, I finish it. So, I think last time you guys had seen it, I was about here for the first sock and just before putting in the heel for the second sock. So I finally, in the past week I finished it all. I just looked at them like, why aren't these done? And I finished them. So the yarn, this is from the Cozy Knitter for her 2020 Advent one. It's on the Bliss base, and that takes care of everything with the name. So for this one, I didn't just want to leave it plain self-striping. So I did, you can see here, so when the color was transitioning from one color to another, that's when I did a knit one, slip one all the way around. And it created a nice little stitched together pattern. My only problem when I was doing this is I kept staring at it. I'm like, I need to open up this package early. And only because I really wanted I wanted to have my cuffs knit before I actually started the first day of the Advent. I need to find a good, mini skein to use with it. So I just picked out, I ended up peeking, I think the day before it started, and I'm like, oh, it's like a purple. Okay, but these aren't really going to go with anything. So I just went with a multicolored, speckled yarn, and I think that worked out pretty well with that. So that is another pair of socks done. Another set of sock blockers free. I have a very limited amount of them, so I need to, when they're free, they need to be free. So for this one now, these are my Weatherby socks. So I'm letting you know that yesterday on Thursday, I put up my first pattern on Ravelry, and I made these socks. You guys have seen it partially done, but both of them are done now, right here. Okay, so I'm going to put up a picture of a front-facing picture of it so you can get to see it. The model in this picture is my aunt. She's the only one in my house with the same size foot as me, so it made it very convenient, and she was willing to be my sock model for these pictures. So she modeled them for me. Then she said she really likes them, so I haven't told her yet, but she's going to get them because I just wanted to be able to show them off on the podcast first. So these, oh, I'm so happy with them. So for this one, it was pretty simple. It was just a cable pattern going down the side, some slip stitches, and then seed stitch. That's the entire pattern. The hardest part for me was coming up with the toe pattern, the toe section. If I take this off, that might help. Okay, so for this one, the toe is a bit pointy, but yeah. Was getting this to work out the way that I wanted to. It didn't work out 100%, but I did learn new techniques, and I was satisfied with this enough to release it as it is. Eventually, I'm going to figure out something else that I wanted to learn how to do. I will figure it out eventually. One of these days. It's just not today. So there you go, my first one. I'm so happy by this. So the pattern just goes along the front of the sock, and on the back, it's just a plain stockinette. Mind you, I just thought of something else I could try. Okay, we'll keep that for another day. So this is the Weatherby sock. It's available on Ravelry. It's a free pattern download. I know that there are some people who have issues using Ravelry. That's fine. If you can go on, if you wanted to knit the sock and you wanted the pattern, if somebody could let me know where else you can upload patterns to so that it's available for other people. I don't know if Etsy charges for it if you do it that way, because it's a free sock. I don't want to pay to have it available for download and then, I'm not getting any kind of compensation for it. It doesn't really make sense. So I don't know if I should actually look it up. If Etsy allows free downloads that way, then no problem. I can put it up on there or something of the sort. So this is done. They are going to be going to my aunt. Oh, I should talk about these a little bit more. So I did a heel flap and gusset for these. The thing is, I hate heel flap and gussets, but because I needed to provide a heel for the pattern, I did them. I haven't forgotten them. I just don't like them. But for them, if I do any sock patterns, that's probably going to be the heel that I put in, but it's not going to be the one that I actually knit. I just want to make sure that I had it clear in my head as to how to do it and see how it looked, and it works just fine. I'm just not going to personally do it for any socks that I'm making for myself. Still don't like them. Never have. But it's there. Honestly, I could also do, figure out another short row heel. That is available for everybody else. I think a German short row, but I've never actually tried to see how to do that. But yeah, so it's done. I'm so happy. So let me put these up out of the way. All right. Third sock blogger, free. All right. Oh gosh, my phone so went to sleep on me. Let me just open it back up again. All right, so that takes care of, oh, no. So this one we got to talk about. So this has been on my needles since maybe about last year. I don't even know. Oh no, after I finished mine in the summer. So I finally finished my aunt's Love Note sweater. I actually forgot about that. So I only have pictures of her wearing it now. If you've been on Instagram, you've seen the picture. So I'm going to put them up here somewhere. I don't know if I can do a voiceover, but just in case, let me shut up and put them up. All right. So I finished it. I washed it. I blocked it. I gave it to her, and she was happy. And then she washed it again. And then I said, my only request is please take a picture of it while you're wearing it. That's all I want. And she loves to take pictures, so she did that. So she sent me the pictures. I put it up on Instagram and I was ecstatic. She looked good. A lot of people thought she looked good. So it's all good. The yarn that I used for that, it was for the main color. It was from, my mind is bad. I'm gonna put it underneath. I know what it is, but my mind is just, it's just escaping me right now. But the mohair that I paired the yarn with is from Biche and Bouche, is the one I used for hers. It's, yeah, I believe that's the one that I used for hers. So I have like a full skein of that still left, plus at least a full skein of the main color yarn as well. Mondim, that's what it was. Mondim Retrosaria. It has a number for the colorway, but the mohair one, it's called Very Light Blue. So that's that. Yeah, the information is going to be at the bottom. So the pattern is from Tin Can Knits. So I have mine in orange, she has hers in blue, and she's happy. And then she promptly put in a request for another one. I don't know if it's for that sweater or what, but either way you look at it, it's going to have to take a back burner right now. I've got other stuff that I'm working on, but she liked it, so I'm happy. Let's see, what else is there? That's everything for my finished objects? Yes, it's everything for my finished objects. Okay, so let's get into my works in progress. So I was hoping to have this one much closer to done, but it's not. So inside this bag is my rose cardigan. It's the quadrants are done. Nothing has been, well, it's only been partially seamed together, like the back pieces are seamed together. But I needed to do, because that was a 3-needle bind off. 3-needle bind off, that's fine. It's the mattress seam. That one, I feel like I need a flat surface to work on, and I technically could go upstairs and go use a dining table, and I just haven't done that. So it's still sitting in 3 pieces now instead of 4. So I'm not going to bother taking it out. Just know everything is inside the bag about to fall out, right? Everything is inside there. Because once I get the pieces seamed together, then it's easy. Then I just have to put on, like, you know, the finishing touches, like the cuffs and the collar and the thing to finish it off. So it's almost at that point. This thing will eventually be done. It was supposed to be done from, like, what, end of December? Yeah, obviously that did not happen. But I did pick up another project that I hadn't worked on in a long time. And this is the Ririko. I call it the Ririko sweater, but that's the name of the designer. It's the olive leaf sweater by Ririko. And here, let me take this out so I can show you. Oh, so much progress has been made on this. Okay, I cannot stretch it out completely because I have to use the size needles that I have, and they're shorter. Sorry, but they're working out well. Hold on. Let me just get to the right spot. Sorry if it's clicking. Okay. And here is my sweater. Yep. Here is my sweater so far. I'm happy. So the yarn that I'm using for this one, I believe, do I still have the label? Yeah, here it is. It's, hold on a second, please. I am on my second ball of Riverside Studio yarn. The colorway is called Salt and Pepper. I think I bought six skeins of yarn to do this thing. I don't know how big I thought it was, because the fact that I made it this far on this sweater, and I'm still on my second ball. Sorry, what? So technically all I have to do is finish off this pattern repeat down here. Probably do some ribbing or something at the bottom, do sleeves and do a collar. I don't know how big I thought it was, but that might, at the most, will take 4 balls. And I didn't realize it until I started knitting it. I'm looking, I'm like, I have a lot of yarn. I have like 2 skeins that are still have not wound up. I've got 2 more balls that are sitting, 2 more cakes of yarn that are sitting down over there. Plus, hold on. Plus this left to work with. I might break into the 3rd one by the time the bottom of the body is finished. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's 2 extra skeins of yarn that I could use for something else, so yay! Okay, so for this one, last time you had seen it, it was, I don't know if you can see it, I was here. And I was doing the, because the way that they do this, there's a section where you're knitting back and forth to do the back section. I was there. So I finished the back section, went and did the pickless stitches to do the, to do the front section. And then I joined it in the round, and I've just been going. So I've made a lot of progress. So basically it's from here down to about there, plus that part on the other side. Sorry, this is the back of it. This part on the other side, and then join together and go all the way down. I feel like I've made a lot of progress on this. I am so happy. My sleeve holders are poking through things. So hopefully we'll get this done in a decent amount of time, I think, considering how much I've worked on it since I picked it up. All right, next thing. This is what I spent a good chunk of time working on. Oh no, I forgotten about that one. Oh no, but that's a new cast on. Never mind. Let's continue. So this is one of my long-term projects that I've picked up, and this is what I decided to work on the spur of the moment, and I think it had reached the point where I was working on it almost every day. Sorry. Drink. Sorry. It had reached the point that I was working on it every other day to the exclusion of nothing else. So in my mind, as long as I finished a square, I felt like I accomplished something. So I think I put a good amount on here. So when I first started, it was right after I finished the my 1 week socks, because that was the yarn that I used here. Right, so that was the first one that I did. And then I started any project that I had that I finished off. This doesn't apply to recently because I haven't added those in, but the mini skeins for them are sitting over there. Anytime I had something finished off, I'd add it to my square. It made me feel like I made progress. And then I went through a lot of my mini skeins that I used. So I went through all of the ones that I got for Advent. Not including the Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit, because I actually used those during the Advent time. But I had other ones that I still needed to use. So I went through, and I basically, was it from here? Yeah. So from like this point, I added about 25 squares onto my blanket. And I made it a little bit bigger. And it made me feel really good for those days when I just needed something to pick up and work on that didn't require a lot of planning. So I started my next set of rows. So I also added in grenouille. Is that the name of it? I got it as I got a mini skein set, 2 mini skein sets from grenouille. I don't even know if I managed to show them up on here, but if not, then that's okay. So I used them all up in here. I still have mini skeins left, like parts of mini skeins, because I realized it doesn't take me much, maybe about 2 grams to do each one of these squares, if even that much. So I used them all on here, and I put the rest of them in my basket to get used again another time. I've got some sitting over there that are waiting to go to a friend, but since this is Toronto and nobody's really left to go anywhere, I haven't left my house to go and give it to this person yet. But hopefully we'll be able to arrange a time and we can meet up and I can give them to her. But yeah, so I added grenouille yarn, who's a dyer from New Brunswick. New Brunswick, Canada. I love this. I love this stuff. It's beautiful. So they're on my list of people I would like to order from when I can. I also got 2 months from the Row 1 Yarn Club. I don't remember exactly what brands that they were doing, but I only have a little bit left of my 2nd month. I had to stop it after that because getting it to Canada costs so much money. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I put everything on there, and this is where I work from. So yeah, I love it. It's cozy. How many squares? I don't even remember how many are on here. I did calculations, I wrote things down, and then I promptly forget. So, you know what? I'll put it down below on the screen. Hopefully me, future editor, put it in. Can tell you how many squares I have on there right now. It's quite a bit, but I still haven't even made to halfway for this thing. But it's a really comforting blanket to work on. So that's everything for that. I worked a little bit on my Bits and Bob blanket. I probably did like 2 rows, so I'm not even going to bother bringing that out. It's over there somewhere. I didn't want to bother going to go hunt it out because I didn't really work on it that much. I still got a long way to go on it, but it's one of the things. I just decided to put my stuff under 2 categories. That's current and long term. Anything that's a blanket, especially mini skin ones, they're long term. They'll eventually get finished, but I can't guarantee when. Okay, so I guess let's go on with new cast-ons. So I've got one. For this one, it's a new pattern. Woohoo! I even got a name for it already. I haven't finished the first sock. So, but I don't think it's gonna be that hard to finish up. I just got to. Because I got it charted, because for me, I don't know if anybody for you who designs patterns, if you find it easier, like especially for sock designs, to come up with a pattern, for me, what I do is I chart it, I get the general idea, and I try it out, and then after that, I work backwards from that, and then try to put in the written part. I don't know. That works easier for me to understand for the way that I think about it. So I have the chart written up, I have the basic elements of the pattern written up, I just got to put it into words. That's what it is. So that's the next thing to work on. But yeah, so then there's this one. The yarn that I'm using for this one, it's one of the ones, it's a yarn that I dyed myself from a while back. Ew, I should have put this in there from when I first found it because it looks horrible. So it's this colorway. It doesn't really have a name. It's just a really, really nice shade of purple. And here it is so far. I like it. For the heel, I put in a fish lips kiss, because it was what I prefer. I realized that. So yeah, so I'm still working on it. I'm gonna try and get the foot done soon. I'm going to, I'm gonna get the foot done soon, and then I guess I will see. I'll probably make a call out for testers again, to get this one done. I think this one will be fairly well done. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm doing the same type of cuff that I did before. Oh no, it's easier to see on this side. It's like in my mind, it makes me think of sporty things, like, athletic things. So it's very, very simple. It's like 7 rows in the contrast color, 2 rows in the main color, contrast color again, main color, then 7 more rows of the contrast color, and then switch into whatever else you're using for this. And I think it works well. What probably would work nicer is if I could find a way to get and I know it's not impossible, but to find a way to get the cuffs, in a sense, to flow into the cables, which would be nice, but that requires a lot more planning. And I don't think I have the capacity for that right now. One of these days, we'll see. But yeah, so I'm really liking this one. The thing that I made it a little bit easier for myself this time, because I didn't do this for the Weatherby socks till later on, is yeah, I'm using the needle size that actually makes most sense, because I'm used to knitting all of my socks in a size 0 US. However, keeping in mind that I'm using cables, I have to go up a size, but I had already done the socks in the wrong size. So I actually had to do a swatch gauge to get what I had before. I hate knitting swatches, but I did it. I did it for the old ones. So for these ones, I'm actually using the size that I really intend to do with it, which probably works a lot better with cables. So it's easy to get the gauge for it afterwards. Oh gosh, I just realized I forgot to talk about something else with the Weatherby socks. 3 sizes available. It's not just 1 size, it's 3 sizes. So that makes it easy. For these ones though, I gotta figure out a way to get 3 sizes out of this. It's gonna take a bit of time, a little bit more mental math before that part works out. But I got these ones ready. So yeah. Otherwise, for my regular stitch count, that's already done. I gotta figure out an alternative, because I think it's easier for more people when they have more sizes available that they can adapt. So I just got to figure out how to adapt this for other people. So that is everything. I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm not waiting for anything to come in because I have not ordered anything. I'm trying to think. Yeah, everything else. Yeah, that is everything. So, other than the fact I've been cooking a lot recently, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, because I've had some time off of work, I've decided to try things that I never really did before. I actually made pizza from scratch, like actually making the crust. For other people, that's not that big of a deal. For me, it is. So I made it because I've never worked with yeast before. Everything that I've always done, it never really required yeast. So I made a pizza dough from scratch. I love it. It turned out really, really good. My Put it this way, it's a wonderful thing to have a sister-in-law who loves to experiment and cook, and on her maternity leave, that's what she's been doing. So it gave me the encouragement to go out and try for myself. So I've also, what was it, last week I made orange chicken. It really tastes like it came out of a Chinese restaurant. It was good. So this week I didn't have oranges at my house, but I had pineapple juice, so I made pineapple chicken. And it turned out pretty good. It's sitting downstairs, I'm going to cook some to go with it to eat for later on tonight. What else did I make? I wanted to try making bread, but I haven't really done that, because that's one of my sister-in-law's, I would say, specialty. It's her mother's specialty, but she does it a lot. So I don't feel the need to do it. I can just wait till she makes it and just get a piece because it's so good. Hold on. I've baked cookies, just simple things. I did curried chickpeas, which turned out really good. I haven't tried it again since I made it. I realized what my mistake was, because I used, well, I could put it this way, I'm of Caribbean descent, so it's authentic garam masala. I'm a wuss. I can't handle the spice, and I thought since I didn't put the jalapenos that they said, I should be good. No, I nearly burned off my mouth, so I have to change the amount of garam masala next time in order to make it the way that I prefer to eat it. So I'll probably try and curry chickpeas next week or something like that. It turned out really good otherwise. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just trying out different kinds of things. So I think that's pretty much it. My niece is growing so beautifully. She's stinking adorable. She loves to do nose kisses with me. Yeah, I haven't showed any pictures of her because honestly, it's not my child, and I don't want to put up pictures of somebody else's kid, because you always end up with the kids as they get older, they get embarrassed by the stuff that other people put up of them. So my thing is, other than that one baby picture I put up of her from right after she was born, I ain't putting up no more. That's not because of what her parents say or anything. It's just my personal choice. What else is there? No, that's pretty much it. So that's everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being willing to wait. I hope to get to see you again much sooner. And that's everything. Bye.